Metal Slug is the quintessential arcade experience. Easy to play, hard to master, but the whole series makes it well worth trying. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded is a unique spin on SNK's beloved run and gun series. It's easily a game that is greatly enhanced by its IP, but is held back by some peak annoyances.
Hell yeah!
Listen,
I have the power of God!
Assemble your sorties and duke it out in tower combat against various enemy fractions with a cast of Metal Slug. Kill the opposing tower, save POWs, and survive. Its gameplay is minimal, with it evolving into a pretty spectacular display of auto battles using gained AP over time to throw units onto the battlefield with the occasional usage of special moves. If your only experience is the arcade classic, this type of gameplay might seem weird, and it is, but the usage and incorporation of Metal Slug's art direction and music and sound go a long way to carry this game. The various types of units, battles, achievements, medals to be won, and the unique Metal Slug type of energy is highly appealing, but don't expect any of this to be balanced. Starting from the initial world mode, there's a lot of ground to cover. Several countries, enemy types, boss battles, and items to acquire in the initial standard and elite difficulties. More things will open up as you play further down the line to customize, upgrade, play online, and more. Familiar faces of the franchise and several new characters in the cutscenes are lightly interspersed for those interested in the story mode.
I'm currently running on 2 hours of sleep, suicidal thoughts, and an Oreo, and I'm ready to fight God or become him!
On the low end of things, MSAR has some hard walls with drastic difficulty spikes being a hard indicator that you're not where you're supposed to be or you missed something to change, acquire, or upgrade, and none of it is really conveyed very well either. After that point, gameplay just defaults to seeing if your team can survive at all. Repeat loop until progress is made. The game has its moments when you're rampaging through, but the grind is a serious problem, stuck having to do several bland things dozens of times for a random drop or level increase. The grinding is a constant which increasingly grows more mindless and downright unfun at times, arbitrarily not allowing me to progress because I didn't complete A, B, or even C. All these modes encourage trying out different units, and there is plenty of variety in abilities, team synergy, and stats. The sprite work is great, it's humorous, and it shares the energy that the franchise is well known for. It's really what kept me coming back and got me excited to see what was happening next, even if it took a while. What isn't so great is the required upkeep of good units, putting up with units you don't want to touch in different modes required to progress in other modes, and the bloated time investment. At some point, the question of keeping old familiar toys gets muddled with the newly acquired waifu units that are usually way better. Seriously, there's a point where your GI Joes and battle tanks become GI Barbies real fast. Not that I'm complaining completely. Farming items in the game are a drag, but replaying the same level all for a damn watermelon, crab, or dumpling drop for a slot to be filled gets old quick. Later on, fusing items to create other items highlights how ridiculous and time-consuming later upgrade requirements really are. Cold hard grind also gets interrupted with a series of menus. The UI and navigation grows rather obnoxious over time, as aside from actual battles, you'll be flipping through the menus of the game, which are clunky and unintuitive. Sometimes it's damn near antithetical to what you want to do at times. Although there's been improvements and updates for the game, it still has a long way to go. This is a game best played when you're multitasking, but I have to ask myself how much fun am I really having at that point. This is a first for the channel, but this rating is a middle of the road.
Okay!
There's a lot to like with the game with its auto battles and collecting, but all its upper parts weigh it down. But at $10 I got my fill. Metal Slug can carry a lot, but it shouldn't really have to. Thank you for watching Suppository Repository. Consider subscribing to the channel and stay tuned for more.